Hi, my name is Angelina Fabian. I'm a human design teacher, I'm a holistic analyst, and I do also gentle trauma release with tapping. Today's video is dedicated to the dear projectors and their amazing brilliance. Often, after a free brief analysis on my website, I hear from projectors that they say, I'm unfortunately a projector. They would actually prefer to be a generator or a manifester and then project so much power, strength, and possibilities into these other types. At the same time, they feel as if they can do nothing or very little or have no place in this world, like a little alien, so to speak, who doesn't know who they are and doesn't know where they belong. They notice their uniqueness but don't know how to handle it and spend their lives trying to emulate manifestors and generators. This is doomed to fail because a dolphin cannot become a bird. It could never unfold its potential that way. And for me, it's similar with projectors. A projector can never, ever, in this life with his genetic blueprint, become a generator or manifester. So when they try to be something they're not, they just waste their precious lifetime and life force. Some projectors feel simply wrong and have never really seen themselves, felt or perceived their beautiful essence, and expressed and lived it. Projector babies come into the world and their mothers are usually already puzzled because they feel on a genetic auric level that something is different. But they don't know how to deal with this difference and try to drive out the child's own nature from the beginning. In this way, projectors are essentially groomed from a young age to be manifestors and generators and to imitate something they are not and something that is very unnatural for them. They all fail at this, which is very painful, feels wrong, and then their zest for life and joy in life dries up. As long as the projector is trained to mentally initiate, to be invited, and to live from their open centers, their not-self, to make mental decisions and not wait for an invitation, they create a lot of chaos in their life and a frequency pain in others. Because actually, with their very intense laser, which is their great gift and penetrates the deepest depth of a person's soul and just scans the other person, they can be a very good coach or a guide, therapist and mediator and so on. Simply a person who reads other people and helps other people. Most projectors don't know what to do because they have tried to live like the others from a young age and it doesn't work. At the same time, without waiting for an invitation, they don't know who they are, even though waiting is their actual genetic strategy. Because only this, the waiting, allows them to tap into this mechanism within them to show them who and what is correct for them or not. Without this invitation, it is difficult to feel that and to differentiate. As children, they are not understood and are laughed at, experiencing a lot of bullying at school for their nature, for their uniqueness. As a result, they begin to hide, suppress, and disguise their uniqueness, brilliance, and difference, and try to be something they are not. In this way, projectors lose themselves. However, if they return to their strategy and authority and to their design and really understand themselves in depth, they're gonna discover themselves and they're gonna start to blossom into their beautiful uniqueness. And that is the only solution for them. It is important that they find a trusted analyst, someone who sees them as a projector, and they should not just read about it in books, because it's not about only understanding, it's about really living who you are. That's the key. Moreover, the projector should resonate with the analyst to understand their design in depth, not just their shadow, but specifically their brilliant beauty and uniqueness. When projectors live as themselves, it is an epiphany, and we feel magnetically drawn to them and their true self. But projectors can be a pain in the ass at the frequency level when they try to emulate others and be like them and start initiating and pushing from their not-self and their mind. Then the dolphin tries to be a bird, and that looks very weird, right? If you just imagine that the projector tries to be a generator or the dolphin tries to be a bird, just imagine this metaphor. It just feels off, right? And it's a bit repulsive, it's confusing, and it's just a huge dissonance in their field. And if they do that, if they push and if they initiate something physically, it pushes us away and totally blocks something in us. We can see them if they push, if they initiate. And we might push them away in the long run because it just hurts if the projector initiates with his or her laser frequency, a laser that is really penetrating the core of us. Therefore, it's important for a projector to recognize their superpower, that they are not wrong. They can fall in love with themselves being a projector by understanding themselves and by starting to live according to their strategy and authority, thereby tapping into and unfolding their natural talents so that they are finally seen and recognized and welcome for who they are. If the projector acts as a false manifester or generator, they are not seen and recognized for what they really are and carry within them a very negative base frequency that is disrupting and carry within themselves a permanent bitterness and exhaustion. Yet they could be so successful as themselves and be seen, recognized, and invited for it if they just relax and allow others to see them, and allow others thus to invite them. Then it works mechanically, energetically, and genetically. Projectors who live their strategy and authority flourish and are really genuinely happy and a source of wisdom. They are seen and sought after, valued and respected, instead of constantly running into walls. When the projector lives in their power, they have no regrets about their type. They recognize their power and beauty, because when projectors really start to live from their essence, from their strategy and authority, and wait for the right invitations, they are brilliant Zen masters. They see us on such a deep soul level, which is impossible for other genetic types. They are here to see others and read, taste, and grasp in depth, and specifically to support us generators in life. Then the generators provide them with the necessary energy. Projectors rely on the right people in their lives to recognize them as projectors, because if they are not recognized, they cannot see within, they don't understand who they are, because they only see the faulty projection that they get instead of being really truly seen on the outside and then recognize themselves. And so often projectors do not like themselves, as they have never really lived their actual essence, but rather their not-self, the conditioned, the programmed, the traumatized not-self, something that was imposed on them, where they were playing certain roles in their lives that they had to play to survive or to be loved and accepted. As a result, they are often severely confused, feel lonely, feel wrong, and are deeply traumatized. Projectors look at a person and focus on them, and then they make a huge, deep download of the data of that person. It's like they're eating the energy of the other person. If they're conditioned wrongly through the wrong people that they focus on, they constantly have the wrong download, the wrong programming and conditioning, and thus are deeply confused and at times even traumatized. Thus, it is really important for the projector to experiment with the strategy and authority. And the strategy is wait for the invitation. Wait that you are seen and you are invited, and thus you get the correct download. You'll be seen and you start looking within and you start to recognize yourself through the other, how beautiful and amazing you are, and that nothing is wrong with you, that you're just different from most people on the planet. I mean, we have around 22% projectors, so the rest is very, very different. And the mechanics of the other people on this planet is so different from those of the projector. So it's really important, dear projectors, experiment with your strategy. Stop initiating. You're a Zen master, dear projectors, so lean back and wait to be seen by the right people so that they can invite you. And if it is difficult for projectors to really wait for their invitation and live their strategy in authority, it is important for them to gradually and lovingly dissolve their deep-seated programming and traumas, so that they do not overshadow their essence and prevent them from flourishing in their unique human design. And then they start to blossom like a lotus in their beauty and brilliance, depth and wisdom, and are way more seen and recognized and respected and invited by other people. But strategy and authority and the strategy wait for an invitation are crucial in that regards. And I have projector friends who are very wise and deep, and the more they go into their process and live their design, the more they gain in wisdom, beauty and depth. They are respected and appreciated, instead of experiencing rejection, condemnation, and exclusion. All this is possible for you too, dear projector, without me knowing you, your name, or your specific design, because this applies to all projectors, to the mechanic of a projector, to the genetics of a projector. And it's important that you start to understand yourself. And for severely traumatized projectors, I recommend trauma work to cleanse the system, so you live yourself and don't constantly drive yourself to mentally initiate, which again produces more pain, because then you are trapped in a vicious cycle. Everything is extremely confusing and you can't get out. And we have a lot of free resources on our websites. We give you a brief 20 pages report on your design, the strategy and authority, even your PHS, how you're supposed to eat, your environment, your channels and gates, and much more, so that you get an overview. And we also give a free trauma release book, so that you can learn this gentle trauma release work that I do, so that you can tap with the pain that you have in your system, because through tapping we reach the nervous system, and through that the hormonal system, so that you can metabolize the pain and also metabolize conditioning. So, dear projectors, if you feel like you're unfortunately a projector, that it's wrong, that it shouldn't be that way, and that no one sees and understands you, then it's because you're not living as yourself. That is not your fault, because most projectors are not raised as projectors. And you then, because you're not seen as a projector as a child, not raised as a projector as a child, you do not perceive yourself as your true self, but are lost in your not self, your shadow, your conditioning, and your trauma. And a human design analysis and also gentle trauma release work help you to resolve old patterns and come more into your power and empowerment. You start living as yourself and delve even deeper into this brilliant, beautiful, wise, deep projector presence that you actually are, radiating your beauty and unique individuality. So you're not, unfortunately, a projector, but oh wow, you are a projector. How brilliant is that, right? It's not a problem. It's perfection. You're perfect, dear projector. You just didn't learn how to access this beautiful perfection within you. Life wanted you that way. You're not broken. You're not wrong. You're not faulty. It's just the conditioning and pain and trauma stands in the way, and that you were raised as someone that you're not, a penguin that tries to be a cheetah and run through the woods and run through the savannah. That's not you. And if you try to be that, you're going to fail, and it's going to be painful, and you're going to feel bitter. So nothing is wrong with you. And if you learn and understand who you are and start really experimenting with your strategy and authority, oh boy, you guys are so wise. You are the Zen masters on this planet. And I'm always so happy if I can make projectors see themselves for who they are and how beautiful they are. So that they don't think, unfortunately, oh, fuck, I'm a projector, I don't want to be that. That doesn't sound sexy or cool. I want to be a manifestor, generator, but that you start thinking, oh, how badass is that I'm a projector? Oh, wow. Not, oh, no, I'm a projector, but, oh, wow, I'm a freaking badass. And if you want me to accompany you on your journey for a while and feel seen by me, then you can just write me here or on my website. And I also recommend our empowerment series, where I dive even deeper into the projector mechanics, also from the generator and the manifestor and all the types, and explain in this series also your unique strategy and also the different authorities, so that you really can start your unique human design experiment. And if you want to dive even deeper, then I can recommend you our living and loving and embracing and unleashing human design course. It's a self-empowerment course. You can get access also here below on my website. There is the link, so that you are accompanied through me over 12 weeks through your experiment, because the longer we do something, the more it sticks, right? Because we create pathways in our brain, so that you really start to decondition and really discover how beautiful you are, and surrender to your beautiful, amazing human design, and also discover how people start to see you differently, and how new people come also into your life who want you for exactly that, who you are. Okay, dear sweet people all over the world, I hope you enjoyed this video and feel inspired and empowered, and we're gonna see and hear each other in the next one. Bye bye for now.